friends in school is easy.
Nah, it's not.
You can go in class, you ask someone for help on the side, you say, hi, my name is Eric, nice to meet you.
Who does that? It's not a movie.
That. It's so easy to make friends at school.
It can be easy. It's not easy for everyone. Especially go to a big school, like, you never know. Like,
if you see someone who matches your aesthetic, just go say hi. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Mentalist Table Podcast, episode 11. We are so excited to be on our 11th episode, y'all. It has been a journey.
First episode of 2025.
Yes. Okay.
First episode.
So today we are talking about friendships and how hard it is to maintain friendships as an adult. As we're getting older, we're realizing like it's actually really hard to keep up with your friends from high school, college, and now the new friends that you have. So today we're going to talk about that, discuss our experiences, and give you guys some tips on how you can keep maintaining these friendships and making new ones at the same time. So Noah, tell us about some of your experiences that you had, what your friendships are like, how do you maintain the friendships that you have now?
So let's see, yeah, so I would say like I have a circle of about, somebody will get offended watching this, but like 6 people in my like close circle in terms of friends. So most of them came from college. And I'll admit it's definitely been hard to like keep up with friendships and maintain the friendships over the years, especially now, or like last year, 2024. That was the first year like I was, I guess, away because everyone else was still in Indiana for a little bit. And I moved out to California in January. Napoleon was, where was he at? I think he was like in Wisconsin. The Goose was in Tennessee. And then even had like Zoe was still in college at Purdue. So it's like when the friend group is in 4 different states, like people have lives. Like people have like jobs and like different things to do on top of like school. So it's like it can be hard to really maintain and like have time to, I guess, hang out. Like I don't think checking up is enough to really maintain a friendship. Like, do you think that's enough?
No, I have a friend, Alima. She's still in college. She's still at Dartmouth. We met at Dartmouth. And we like check in on each other, and like I feel like okay, it's good. I heard from her. I know she's okay, but it's like dang, like I really want to talk to her. I want to have a conversation with her. I want to know what she's up to, like in detail. Yeah. But it's like I guess like it depends on the friendship if like that's enough. Because for us, we are very like she's very very busy. Like she's just graduated college. She's trying to find a job. I'm training full time, so it's like. It depends on where she is in like her life and what part of her career is in. So I think what's important is communicating that because she does communicate that. Like she texted me yesterday. She's like, "Hey, I'm in MIA."
Oh, did she really?
Yeah. She's like, "I've been isolating myself because I'm looking for a job."
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, "Bet, keep it going, girl. I'm here whenever you need me." So like, I think communication is just key. If you feel like you haven't talked to your friend in a while, you feel like the relationship is falling off. Like having that conversation, like I just recently did with Sierra too. It's like
it don't take much effort.
Yeah,
you know, and it's not about just communication. I think it's about like wanting to communicate because like there's a bunch of friendships where it's like, you know, you may just assume you guys still stand or in this, like the same place you were years ago or whatever. But it's like things change. Like people like they'll get in new relationships and like their priorities change or whatever. So it's like I think it is important to really. I mean, take the time to even text. Like you said, though, texting is like the basis of maintaining a friendship. But like you said, Alima, Sierra, like they live on the East Coast. You live on the West Coast. So it's like, what else can you do? Like when you're adults and, you know, life hits you, it's like your job or whatever career may take you over here. Your friends are still over there. So like, what else can you really do? Like I'm still figuring this out too because for me, my friends are still on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast too. So it's like, I mean, you just have to schedule out the time throughout the year where it's like everyone's free, whether that's around the holidays or something, because you know everyone's going to be home. And you just got to make it happen, really. But it can be expensive too when it comes to, well, flights. Because I feel like when we're on the West Coast and majority of our friends on the East Coast, we're always the ones who have to go over there.
And we don't see them until we go home.
And we don't go home that often.
Yeah.
So it can be difficult. It really can be difficult because friendships are important. Like we all need friends for sure. Like we all need a good circle and support group around us, especially when our friends were like day ones from college and
high school.
Before even college, like high school,
elementary.
Or you still have friends from elementary?
Sierra's middle school. Yeah, Sierra and Jade are middle school.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like 6th grade, 5th grade?
Yeah.
See, I wish I.
Yeah.
No, that's really like.
We were all in middle school together. Oh my gosh.
That's a good dynamic to have because I don't even think most of my close friends are college for sure. And then like I've met teammates out here that
What?
I've met teammates out here that I would consider my friends. Huh?
You laughed really hard at that.
We're leaving that in there too. But like not that it's a bad thing, but it's just like I just feel like I don't hang out with them as much as I
because with your friends you've already established those deep connections. They know so much about you. So it's like when you meet new people, you're kind of seeking that same connection, and it's hard to find because like for me personally, I like deep, authentic friendships. Like if you're not gonna be like my whole friend, then we're not gonna be friends at all. Like I would say hi and stuff, but it's hard for me to really try and build that connection if I know we're not gonna get to that deeper level. For me, it's just no point. So like that's why I have
sense.
that's why I have it's hard for me to be in the in between. I've noticed it's like you either are my best friend or we just don't talk.
So how do you view like your okay, so look, so you just said like all of your friends really came from like either high school or I guess earlier. So what friends do you think you've made since moving out to California?
Oh,
do you count your teammates?
Yeah, because I moved into a house like I would say like my close friends. I don't have that many like close friends. Like I don't have Sue is kind of like my best friend, but I knew Sue since we were in like middle school too. So she's here. But like Sue just got here. So before Sue was here, I've been here. And like I would say my housemates that I live with, like Mata, Rachel, Kaylin, like we were all really close when we lived in the house.
Right.
We really dropping names this time. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so we were all really close when we lived in the house. But then like once we left the house, it's like we're still friends, and I know we still have that connection, we still have that bond, but it's just like it's not the same for sure. It's definitely like not the same at all. And like I can try to continue to build and maintain those friendships, but like they have friends, and like I said, if you're not gonna be my best friend, like my really close friend who I can 100% trust, then it's like we're just back to square one. We're kind of just like acquaintances.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I kind of feel the same way, but it's like, you know what people say? Like, people say, like, you don't need a bunch of best friends.
Right.
So, like, me, I really do think I have, like, 4 or 5 or 6. It's very small. So, like, I don't think it's a lot. I think it's enough, though.
Yeah.
But people, I don't know, people gain friends throughout life. And that's normal, too. But, I mean, like you probably have, what? 4 or 5?
4 or 5.
Around the same amount too.
I really do like to keep my friend group small so that I don't have to reach out to so many people and have to like remember all my friends.
You do?
Yeah, I
feel like you're really social though, and you look for friends, which is good. But it's like.
But I'm telling you, I look for those strong, deep connections, like people who you connect with, like, and you're like, okay, like we really do connect, and that's hard to find for me personally. Like I like people for different things, but. I don't know, like I said, for you to be like really a core like friend, you really have to just connect on that level.
Which is true, which means that for me, for example, and you too, but it's like that's why it's kind of harder to connect when like distance is involved with your friendships, because like when we're training all day for 5 days a week or however many days, it's like, do we really have time for a detailed FaceTime call? Like when we get home from practice or something, it's just. It can be hard, and it is crazy too. Because back when we were in college, it was so easy to make time for things. But it's like now, it's like even the time zone difference. We'll come home from practice; it's already 8 p.m. back there.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's very difficult, but at the same time, I think friendships for most adults are difficult, even if they lived in the same city. Because it's like once jobs come in, and then you start having relationships, and you know your priorities. I think the older you get. To an extent, I think like friends kind of like take a couple notches down, which is unfortunate. But
no, that's so true.
I mean, what are some ways to, I guess, make sure that doesn't happen? Like, what do you do to keep even your friends here? Like, what do you do to keep your friends here like close?
I see them every day, so we just talk at practice. I'll update them at practice. I'll try to eat lunch with them. I mean, I just be around them and whatever comes to my mind, I chat to them. But like, honestly, that's the easy part. If I'm in your face and I see you all the time, it's easier for me to like, we're building a connection just by being around each other's energy. Like, I think the harder part is like the friends who are on the East Coast. Like, how do you maintain your friendships on the East Coast?
I just recently saw him in, what was that, 2 months ago in Chicago. So like that was the first time in like a year. So it's kind of crazy to even say that because we saw each other every day in college, like it was nothing. But now it's like we're really living 4 different lives from the 4 of us, like that main friend group from college. And honestly, it only worked out because it was Thanksgiving weekend. Like I was home, everyone was home. So like
holidays.
Yeah, but like even then, we don't go home for all the holidays.
Yeah.
Like Christmas, we were here, so it's like that doesn't always work. And I would love for them to come out here, but
It's expensive.
it's expensive for 3 people to come all the way out here. Like, granted, they may not need a hotel or nothing, but it's just like flights and all that, and then it's just I don't know. California's just an expensive place at that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still learning too because I've been out here for, it seems like a long time, but a year. But seeing them one time in 1 year, I wish it was more. But what can you do though? Like you just have to schedule time. And it's really hard because our season, my season ended in September. And it's like, I can't travel to hang out and do what friends do during the season. Like, I have to be locked in. I got to be focused. I can't just be doing like random trips if they're not track related. So yeah, like basically from January to September, there's no trips like that. Like that's off limits. So then September, our lives got crazy. We went to Aruba, moved into our place, and then we took a trip to the White House. Like it was just stuff after everything was just coming at us quickly. But by the time you know it, it's October and then November, and that's when we hung out Thanksgiving weekend. So I don't know. It's like time flies. Time really flies, and you can't just drop whatever you're doing to go hang out with friends because like even though we're busy, it's like they're busy too. So when we're free, they might not be free, and it's just because they have. Even though we're athletes, they still have stuff on there, and that makes them busy. Work, school, travel, family. So it's just, I don't know. It's not the easiest thing, but we're trying to we're doing this. We're having this conversation so we can, I guess, bring light different key things to make things easier, even for us. Like we're learning from this too. So, I mean, I think we definitely could get better at it. I don't know if it's just an effort thing. I don't know if it's a time thing. We're just straight up busy. But I mean, we should definitely. I should definitely have it as a higher priority list or priority out on my list. But what are the things you could do?
I think mainly. So I think one of my friends, Alima, she was driving to school and she was stopping by Philly, and she made sure that she stopped by because she was already coming through the city. So I don't know, things like that. And I feel like summer also, no, you mentioned seasons. Summer is a great time where I think people have more leniency in their jobs. And that would be a good time to schedule a trip, a link up or something.
Well, you think?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, when I worked in corporate America, summer was super chill. So I'm
but what about for us? Well, I guess you're
I'm
off this year.
Summer. And every summer is pretty chill except the Olympic summer. For us,
who?
for me.
For you.
We don't go back until August. We usually get June or July, remote.
See, that works for you. It's when our season ends in September, it's the summer is the most important part. That's when trials is. That's when
How many trials do you have?
1. Yeah. Last year was different because we had 2 teams to make, so we had 2 trials. But it's
isn't trials only before the Olympic year or?
No, so since we have a world championship,
okay.
team to make.
That's 1 weekend.
1 weekend? What you mean?
Oh, it's multiple weeks?
It's 1 weekend, but it's in terms of travel, it doesn't take up much time. But it's you're not traveling anywhere before that, and it's after. Some people do it, but I don't.
Yeah, and it's a lot. Once you travel somewhere a lot for training, you don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a good point, because like if my friends want to take a trip, we can go to Mexico because Mexico is right over the border. But like if they want to go somewhere out to an island or something, it's like, dang, I just got off a plane from Australia,
Yeah,
or
no,
we got off a
no
plane
way.
from India. So it's like we don't want to be traveling all the time either. So it's just a matter of
Yeah.
energy exertion, period. Because even after a long day of training, or even on my off days, like, do I really want to be on a FaceTime call for an hour?
I know.
But I guess it doesn't have to be that long. It can be like 20 minutes, which is
Y'all
fine.
don't be talking for just 20 minutes.
I know,
So what are you going to
exactly.
talk about for just 20 minutes?
Exactly.
The
So
weather?
it's just like, it's really an energy thing personally for me. So that's why I try to keep my circle small. And small check-ins are good too, because I have a best friend who we don't talk at all until I'm home and I pull up and she's like, Ari, I see that you're home. What do you want to do? And it's like, that is fine with me. It's fine.
That's all you really need, I guess.
Yeah, because the link up is fine. Like when I see you in person, it's like the same energy is up. I get an update. It's just like, I love that.
Same
That's
with
fine.
me. I mean, then again, like I said, like some of them don't live in Indianapolis, like where I live, like where my home is. But it's like, let's say if we just ironically cross paths and we're in the same city, and that's just the time that works out, then
Yeah.
you know, it's not like we're ignoring each other on purpose.
Yeah,
Like we always check in on birthday. I do. I don't know about you, but I always wish them happy birthday, which means like,
forget
you know.
birthdays and bad birthdays.
yeah. But like it's just the basic stuff, really. Like even group chats, it's like if you just once in a while just throw something out there in the group chat. It's like something that'll spark a conversation. To me, is just I guess important.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It really is the little things though for a friendship. Besides the hanging out, because that's not always the easiest thing to pull off.
Yeah, I think it's just more important to have that energy when you guys are near each other and to connect, because
Make the effort to do that.
yeah, and
for
there's
sure.
just, and also there's different friends for different things. Like some friends you do text all day long every day.
Are there?
Maybe like Sierra.
No, for
Me and
you.
Sierra used to be on the phone all the time, like always.
Where were you at?
FaceTime when I was living in the other house.
Oh
we
really?
We were always on the phone. We would talk like every Sunday. Like I would, like it was just a routine type thing. But like she's busy now, I'm busy now, and that used to be like my everyday friend. And then Alima, we would FaceTime. Like we used to have days where we would FaceTime, and then that just died off. So
I think that dynamic is different too, because like now you are in a relationship. I don't know if that has anything to
he's
play in
taking
it.
all my time up from my friends.
Hey, that's what we're here to do. But I don't know, like, shoot, same with you?
Yeah, I guess.
Not really, I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
The point is this: it's like whenever your priorities just keep adding up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like maybe your first thought, not even just you, but like people's first thought aren't just carving out time to FaceTime people.
Yeah. So what are some? Let's say you have like 3 solutions to solving this problem of adulting in friendship.
We talked about one. I think one main problem to maintain a healthy friendship as an adult, I'd say, would just really communicate. It all comes down to that. I know it sounds vague, but it's like when you're communicating, you know, whether that's texting, FaceTime, or just communicating next time you're going to see each other, that's all it really takes. It all starts with communication, or how else you're going to manage a friendship. Like, I think it starts with that, and like I mentioned earlier, it's like wanting to communicate. Like if you don't really feel like it, or not giving any effort, nothing's gonna come from that. So it just depends. Like if you really
Depends on the friendship, if you ask me.
So you think
Like wanting to communicate, like some friendships just are fine when they see each other, you know?
but you're gonna have to communicate then too.
Well, yeah.
Like you don't just run into your
for
friend.
sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like even like let's say when you say you go back home to see Jade, it's like even when you go back home, somebody has to communicate like to hang out.
Yeah.
Like unless like you aren't just gonna randomly run into her at a Walmart. So
Yeah.
whether she's like reaching out, like, oh, I saw your story, you're in Philly, like that communication can do it. That's all it really takes. So I think communication is the basis to manage a friendship for sure. That's where it starts. So I think that.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think is one?
I was gonna say keep your circle small, but that's not very like open. But that's what
Actually, that could work. The
It
way
could.
I take that when you just said that is like if you keep your circle small to an extent, it's like you're able to give the proper amount of focus and attention to the friends you do have, and you don't have to like dilute your attention to all these different friends who may not have the best interest in terms of like your close, true, like solid day one friends. I don't think having a circle that small is bad.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I do want to say that, but it does close you off kind of from like making new friends and making new connections. But that doesn't mean that though. It doesn't mean that. It means that you are just more tailored to where you put your energy and who you put your energy with. You need to read quicker and understand quicker if this person is somebody you find has great character, somebody you like as a person. Is this someone who you really can see authentically, genuinely being your friend? Then you bring them in, whatever. But if you don't see that, read it quicker and move on. So keeping your circle tight.
That's important. And especially for us, though, we're in a space where we're always meeting new people. So it's like, when you're playing rugby or I'm running track, every year there may be 2 or 3 new people on the team.
Yeah, actually.
Or like even since we train at the center, it's like, you know how often we're running into new people? Whether it's new camps, whether it's like we're eating lunch and then we just see people just, you know, and we just want to talk to them. Or even when we travel to like when you're on tournaments or when you're traveling for that, I'm traveling for a track meet, it's so easy to run into people. So I don't think it's too much of a chore for us to meet friends if we need to, because it's like we don't have to go out our way. I don't think. Or even when you're with a friend and like they have friends, I think it's pretty simple for us.
Right.
But like, you know, there are different situations where it can be draining trying to constantly actively look for friends. I think that can be kind of...
Oh, I don't do that. That's too much work.
You don't do that?
No, that's way too much work. I did it when I first moved here.
Well, how'd you do it?
How did I meet friends? So there's this app.
Outside of rugby, outside of rugby.
Oh yeah, outside of rugby, because sure, you can hang out with the same people, but sometimes you want to be away from your coworkers. But I used this app, Bumble BFF. It was really cool. I met like a friend there. We never actually linked, but we were close to it, I guess.
Close to linking?
Yeah.
You got to give some context.
Well, we met on Bumble BFF. She has a husband. She had a husband. They're divorced now, actually. Oh my gosh. But we were following each other on Instagram. We were just chatting for a bit. It was like New Year's or some holiday. Maybe 4th of July.
Oh, you said we just moved.
4th of July. And she was like, oh, we should like go see fireworks or something. And I was like, yeah. But then it just didn't work out. I don't remember what. I think I had something to do. I don't remember. But it just didn't work out. But I made a friend. And I was like, yeah, I finally have a friend outside of rugby. So that works. And also, like, I also would go with my housemates to their events. Like, they were in a church, and I would go to their events, and they had friends there, and I met people there. Didn't really click with anyone who I was like, we could actually stay friends, but it was cool. Yeah. Also, like, to be honest, I think it's just hard finding, like, black spaces in San Diego, too. I think that's important for me. Yeah.
Spaces like what? Like social, like
social events, like what? What do we even like?
San Diego, yeah, it's mostly like it's not predominantly white.
Yeah, it's not.
But it's like
white.
It's not black. Like there's not many black spaces.
Yeah,
maybe though.
We just haven't found.
Maybe we just haven't found it because there are a lot of black people in. I think there's more black people in San Diego than we think.
I wouldn't know. I just don't know.
San Diego's a big city. Like,
and it's like, if we do go to a black space, it's probably like a diner. I mean, like
diner?
Like a restaurant or like somewhere.
She thinks she's still in Philly. It's not a diner.
It's not like a social space where you are meant to like go meet people. It's like, okay, you go to this restaurant, you know, it's like black owned or something, has good music, but you're not there to like, I mean, you could meet people there or whatever. But
at a restaurant or something?
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Like, there's not many social events.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, shoot, shout out your Black Ivy Club, like, but it's just like San Diego. It's like they don't really have.
They have LA events, so like we do have to like outsource, go to LA, and yeah. Also, like reaching out to your college friends who may be in the area is also like huge, because obviously we have big alumni bases, and like maybe if you have friends you went to college with who are in LA, they have friends, so then you can meet people there. That's another way. How have you met? Did you seek friendships?
I was just about to say, like, outside of like my track teammates, I don't know. See, I think our processes are a little different because you were here for a while and like you were single. But like, I'll be honest, when I came to California, 5 weeks later, I had a girlfriend. So it was like...
It was me? It was me.
Who else would it have been? Yes, it was you. She said, is it her? Basically, I come out to California, and it's like, my priorities are literally just track. Like, I just left school, left home to train for Paris 2024. So it's like, my priorities aren't really making friends. It's, training to the best of my ability to, bring home some medals in Paris. So it's like, I move all my stuff out here. My dad drops me off, and it's like, all right, like I'm on my own now to an extent. And I met Derek. He was my roommate. So Derek, Corbin, and then Miguel was my like apartment suite 2, like dorm thing, whatever it's called. So it was us 4, and those are really the 4 people or 3 people that I was hanging out with consistently at first. And then when she came around, dang, did I really just leave all of them?
We're besties now.
Yeah, so then when she came around, I kind of just like, my priorities were track still, and then like getting to know her, and shoot, she was my friend. Because we did a lot of stuff like outside of, we did a lot.
We went to the club.
We I ain't see that one coming. We did a lot. Like we went to like this punch bowl, like we did arcade stuff, we went kayaking, we did like all sorts of different stuff. So, having a girlfriend, brunches, having a girlfriend, and then still training every day, it's like, do I really have time and energy to do more than that to get friends? I'm still communicating with my friends back home. I have a girlfriend. I'm running track. I have my teammates that are here.
That was enough for you.
Yeah, like I'm not here to make friends.
That's valid.
I'm here to work and make money and run fast. So.
Okay, big dog. I think for people who are working, who just moved to a new city.
Yeah, that's the difficult part.
Your coworkers have friends that you can meet. There's apps like BFF.
Yes.
I don't know if Hinge has
Hinge works too.
They have friends. You can get.
You
friends.
Just gotta make it known that you want to be friends.
Okay, well that's cool. Hinge, and yeah, that's all I really have for making friends.
There's more ways, I feel like.
It's
people say going to the club, you can make a...
Oh my god, yes. Also, finding your hobbies that you like and going to those.
That is probably the number one way to do it.
Yes.
That's the number one. Like, let's say, look, you want to play basketball, like basketball is your hobby, go to local YMCA, Lifetime Fitness, play some basketball, pick up, and just like, you'll meet people there.
If you like rugby, go to a rugby game. Go to a rugby club game. There'll be lots of people in the stands.
Anything. If you're a painter, just like...
Go to Wine and Sip. If you're a skater, go to a skating rink.
Yeah.
If you like the beach, I think it'd be weird to walk up to someone on the beach. But
it's not.
Yeah, it is.
River would do it.
His mom. If you're a surfer, go to join a surf club. You get the point. But yeah.
That's true. So, I mean, and those are the people who really are like searching. There's people who don't really even care about making new friends, and they just want to do everything by themselves. But
yeah, that's a good way to live.
Yeah, I mean, but if you are like you said though, the most difficult point is when you're moving to a different city, new job, new friend group. Like you're starting from scratch. What do you do? Or even if you're a little younger, like you're transferring schools in college or like whatever the case may be. Honestly, I feel like they're both hard for different reasons. Like let's say like you were to transfer sophomore year from Dartmouth to somewhere else. What do you do? Like
that's easy.
Is it?
Making friends in school is easy.
Nah, it's not.
You can go in class, you ask someone for help on the side, you say, hi, my name is Eric, nice to meet you.
Who does that? It's not a movie.
That. It's so easy to make friends at school.
It can be easy. It's not easy for everyone. Especially if you go to a big school, like you never know. Like
if you see someone who matches your aesthetic, just go say hi. They'll probably think the same thing.
Not a lot of people are social butterflies like you.
It's not hard to do though. Especially if you're sitting next to someone, you can be like, oh, did you do the homework from yesterday?
Oh my god.
It was so hard.
She thinks it's a Disney movie.
He
really thinks it's a... Listen, I'm going to take up for the people who may have social anxiety, may like be shy, and like may not want to just talk first. Listen, I get it. But like if you're in class or just transferred to a new school or whatever, honestly, it all comes back down to the hobbies or whatever because schools have a lot of clubs and extra things to do. And also, too, it's like...
Clubs, yeah.
There's often times where, now this may not also work out, but if you're living in a dorm or whatever, you may have a roommate, That's a good way to have a friend. Like, were you ever real friends with your roommates? Did you even have roommates?
No.
Dartmouth.
I didn't have
Dartmouth College.
Freshman year.
Everyone's got their own dorm.
Yeah.
How did y'all have a roommate?
Freshman year, no, I didn't. Sophomore year, I did make a friend. Actually, she was outside of the dining hall. I was like, "Hey, you're in my Chinese class." She was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You want to be friends?"
That is not what happened.
I swear that's exactly how it
You said, "Hey, let's be friends."
Yes.
And y'all skipped to lunch together?
And like my other friend Idia, like I just went up to her and was talking to her like I was already her friend, and that's how we became friends. It's really that simple. It's not as hard as it seems.
You know what? I guess you came up to me, didn't you?
Yeah,
I did.
I came up to
Actually,
I definitely came up to you.
No.
No, I did. I remember. I
can see it right now.
Can you take? I asked you to take my picture.
That's why you came up, like for the pitch.
Yes.
That's not the first thing you said, was it?
It was, yes. I was like, "Hey, can you take my picture for me?"
Then what?
Then you took the picture.
No, yeah, but like
and
then
I
what?
took your pictures, and then we walked together for the rest of the time.
Oh wow. Okay, well, or you can play. That's probably That's how she shoots her shot.
Yeah, totally.
It is. So like she asked me to. It works. Long story short, it works. So okay, well, I guess you shot first. I never thought about it like that.
Y'all, it's not as hard as it seems.
It may not be as hard. You just have to put yourself out there.
People are nicer than your
that's true too.
Brain makes you think.
Yes, people are a lot nicer and receptive to just being friendly. Like in most areas for sure. If you're friendly first, normally 98% of the time they're gonna be friendly back. So
exactly.
I mean, and also, I think it depends on like. I'm not gonna say it depends on what city you're in. Cause like let's say if you're in New York, a major city, or like LA, you know how many things you can do to make friends?
Yeah.
There's so many events, coffee shops, clubs, concerts, like
the freaking subway. The train.
Don't tell me you made a friend on that.
No. Just like walking and passing though, I feel like.
Oh yeah, anywhere though.
When you're a bike, I don't know. There's so many like people just walk up to you.
There's a lot of things to do in those cities.
I feel like the bigger cities, people are more comfortable like talking casually, like they know you.
Well, now you were hating on San Diego, but like.
Not big enough.
What's not big enough?
San Diego's not big enough for someone to feel comfortable just.
See, okay, now that's the thing too. You're from the East, so it's like, well, we aren't from here, but it's just like people say the Cali cities are so friendly and laid back and like all that stuff.
That's probably why I belong here.
But New York and Philly,
we just talk to you like we know you.
No, but they're always just moving, like rude and like hustle and never like all that stuff.
That's a myth, but it is true. That's how I felt in New York, though. People just don't care. I guess it's just more like it's authentic, if you ask me. I think Cali people are like nicer. They want you to like them more.
Well, that's true too.
East Coast, we don't really care.
That's just how
but we still gonna be ourselves, type thing.
Sure, you could spend it like that. But yeah, so basically, it doesn't matter where you are. You can make friends, but like as adults though, it takes more effort because when you're in high school, college, middle school, whatever, or even like if you're on a sports team, friends are automatically going to come because you're always in those close quarters with people who, after 30, 60 days of going to school or being on a team with somebody, eventually you're just going to be talking and like you're like best friends or whatever. So like when you're an adult though, you may not always like your coworkers at your job. You may not always be out in situations where, you know, it's easy to make friends. So it takes more effort for sure. And yeah, it's not easy all the time. People are busy.
Yeah, so I would say, well, we both would say the main ways to make friends and continue to find friends as an adult is, for one, keeping up with your old friends and communicating. To find new friends using apps like Hinge, Bumble BFF, they are great ways to find
there's plenty of ways. Even even Instagram, like just Instagram's pretty easy. It's not hard to start a conversation.
And your friends of friends, like go hang out with your other friends. If you know they're going out with somebody for an event, ask them if you can come. It's another way to meet a new group of people.
Definitely. Yeah. Those are three easy ways. So, Yeah, I think this was good. This was a good talk.
Me too. So thank you guys so much for coming to the Medalist Table podcast again. We will be streaming again on Tuesday, so make sure you tune in on all platforms.
Every
YouTube,
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.